I have a Ford EEC-IV electronic engine computer from a 1991 F-150. The F-150 has the straight 6 in it, and I believe the computer code or the strategy code is ANA or T1D. I believe the last digits in the part number dictate what coding matches the configuration of the vehicle. This is a speed density computer notated by the EFI-SD, so this is pre-MAF and is instead a MAP. So it's not mass airflow, instead it is manifold absolute pressure. I have opened this computer up. I know it does work. It's from my truck. I'm in the middle of a restoration on it. Right now I have it temporarily mounted in the truck as I've been doing the restoration project, and it runs the engine. I have everything wired back up to the point at which it'll idle and run the motor. I have taken the plate off of here before, and at the beginning of the restoration, to inspect the state of the capacitors. These computers are now going on 30 years old. This one's 34 years old or so at this point. And with time, the capacitors are known in these computers to begin to degrade and leak their electrolytic liquid onto the circuit board, which erodes the board and the contactors and the capacitor legs themselves. So common issues are fuel pumps that continually run. You should get a fuel pump prime with the key on for a second or two if the computer's in good working order. When you start to get the degradation on the board due to the capacitors leaking, common symptom is continuous fuel pump. And there's various other weird symptoms that arise from a failing computer. What I'm going to attempt to do is solder new capacitors onto the board. I haven't opened this package up. We're going to do it together. I used a guide online. It was more focused on the Mustang and the V8 computers, but still the same computer, just different coding, and there's probably a little bit different layout per type of application. But on what type of capacitors I needed, and I zeroed in on the capacitor on here. But anyway, let's go ahead and take the top of the cap off, cover off. All right, here we go. Cover is off. So here we have the board here. Overall in very good condition. If anyone knows that has experience, there's this little daughter board labeled HYB26 that I haven't seen in the other computer images I've found on the internet. And it looks like my memory is right. There are only 2 capacitors on this particular board. Like I said, most I've seen were 3. If I zoom in on this capacitor, I don't see any evidence of leaking on either of these, but again, it is 33, 34 years old at this point. Nishion, I think I bought the same brand, I think. We'll have to look at the new ones. 3.3 UF, which I think is the farad reading, 63 volts. And I believe this black stripe notates the negative side of the capacitor. Let's go look at this other one. This corner down here. My statement may be true because there's what looks like a positive indicator on the board there, print. Again, no leaking. I'm not getting any symptoms of a failing computer due to capacitors. This one is a put a picture on here if I can't get this to focus. It's that same capacitor. I turned the flash on to maybe get. Yes, 47 UF, 10 volt. And if I reorient the computer, negative on that 47 farad one, it's to the case this way. And there actually might be a little bit of board damage on this one. Hard to say. That plus sign looks a little like it's missing one of the legs. But anyway, the negative side of that capacitor points to that side of the computer. Let's open up this DigiKey. These are real cheap. DigiKey has all kinds of capacitors and other things. It reminds me of an online version of the old Radio Shack days where you could get all these little electrical components at the store. So let's see, what did I buy? All right, for the 47 farad aluminum capacitor, 10 volts, same manufacturer, Nichicon, part number 493-16841-ND. It's from Malaysia. Date code July of 22. Manufacturer number UKL1A470KDDANA. For the aluminum capacitor 3.3? Is that one 3.3? Was 3.3, I already had forgotten. 3.3 farad, 20%, 63 volt capacitor, also Nichicon, date code of August 22, part number 493-16750-ND, manufacturer UEP1J3R3M DD. And I bought 4 of each. Which I don't remember the cost. It was like, I don't know, $10, something like that. It wasn't much. Okay, so I do remember that one of them was more expensive than the other, and this 3.3 one's additional, like special packaged. So well, that's interesting. This says June of 24. I'm gonna put them away because we're focused on the 47. What is interesting is already the capacitors look different though. I mean, not only is the color scheme different, '47 UF 10 volt Nichicon. You know, maybe these are like, I'm gonna Google real quick and see what comes up, but you can plainly see that these capacitors quite a bit larger. Let's say just by my eye, double in size than the old ones. So I'm just gonna go online real quick and see if I can validate that. This looks like the capacitors over time have been able to shrink generally because of new methods to create the etching in the aluminum foil that is inside of these aluminum capacitors. I have my soldering iron heating up. Maybe get in closer with the camera. So it's these ones, these two legs right here, there and there. Okay. So how I think I'm going to do this is I'm going to heat the bottom side up and then use this tool here. You push it down and then you push this button and it uses vacuum to suck away the old solder. I don't have very steady hands for this. Maybe I need more heat. I might need more heat. All right, nothing on 350, so I'll go up some to 400. Let's see, is this even melting the solder? Yes. Let's try the other one. Okay. I think I need to stay on it. I don't know if that did anything. I can feel the capacitor heating up underneath with my finger. Am I out of frame? All right, let me put the soldering iron away for just a moment. Get my little pick out here. Careful. Maybe I'll try some of this flux, or not flux, solder wick. Ow, burned myself again. What if I should swap out the tip for a finer tip? The surrounding area on the board's getting hot, and I do not want to desolder anything else. Those legs are pretty stiff. Capacitor's pretty hot. Okay. So both legs standing up, thanks to my fingernail. Let's try to give this another shot here. Okay, got one leg out, mostly. This one. Got it. Oh, that was annoying. Okay, this little wick works well. It seems to. It's creating a nice clean hole. This one seems just really troublesome, this side. It fought the hardest to release. It's not really cleaning up as easy either. I'm gonna go get a little alcohol and clean the holes on this side. Hold it right like that. I feel like I need another hand here. If I can just touch the solder real quick, that might be all we need. Oh wait, I can hold it from the top. Can't I? Or I suppose I could maybe bend. Bend them over some. does that look? All right. Here we go. Honestly, looks good to me. So now we need to do the same on this one. Of course, this leg's gonna fight. That leg's fought us this whole time. I think that's going to be good enough. Let's go look at it on the flip.
solder didn't look like it made it all the way down on that side. So I might try to sneak a little dollop on there, but on the plus side, looks like it made it all the way through. It's like some board damage from me. Yeah, that's fine. I hope. I think I'm going to try to do is put a little bit on the tip of the gun, the iron, like so. Let's see if I can't just place it down there. I need some more. Ow, hurt myself again. All right, that might be good enough situation where if you try to make it perfect, you're gonna end up worse. That positive leg I'm much more pleased with. Feels sturdy. I'm gonna call it good. That one flowed through. The positive side flowed through pretty good. This side not so much. But on to the next. All right. Next one should be these two legs right here. Seems to be a lot more stuff around this corner too, or around this capacitor. learning from the last one, I'm going to try to get these legs upright as best I can. Without ramming this screwdriver into anything else. Board coatings coming off, rubbery type coating. We'll try to preserve as much of that as we can. Oh, okay, we're still good, still good. Got the legs up. Those two. Matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take this little screwdriver, see if I can't scrape any of this rubbery coating off. That might have been the source of all my trouble with the other one. Don't want to damage the board. Just want to uncover the solder. Take a little bit of this alcohol. Oops, it's a lot of alcohol. Alright, let's try this. Still in frame? Yep. Okay, good. That one's just about out. Start on this other one. capacitors move a bit more. Still connected, it seems. Okay, cool. There's another one out. And then there's just this one to work on. This one's the 3.3 63 volt. Not that one. I gotta wick some of this. So let's do that now. the same thing, except this one .3 microfarads, 63 volts. Where are you? 3.3 farad, 63 volts. All right, and plus side, so negative side, where's the negative side on this? Well, I don't see a mark. I don't see a mark on this one. What's EPM? Well, I'm gonna have to figure that out. I think if I remember right, on the last one, the long, well, here are the old ones. Not the old ones, the other ones that are new. The negative was on the short side. So it might look like that going in, but now I gotta research a little bit when a capacitor doesn't have a, maybe it's BP. See if I can find something else to indicate that this short side is the negative. So it looks like the BP means bipolar. Now, the old one was polarized since it had a negative side, but microfarads and the voltage remains the same. People are saying online generally with electrolytics you can replace a bipolar where a polar used to be. In effort for standardization, I'm going to keep the short leg on what would have been the negative side, so I'm going to mount it like that. One leg always seems a little bit harder than the other. Try from this angle. Ow. Just like before, this one doesn't want to flow. all right to me on that side. The other side, looks like I might have to flow a little bit through this side. Ow, hurt myself again. Let's start with the troublesome side, actually. Sneak it right down in there. Ugly, but I think that'll work. Big old glob. What about on this side? Doesn't really want to flow very well. I can get one of them pretty good each time, but the other one turns into a sloppy mess. Take a little bit of that alcohol again. All right. There you have it. Two new capacitors. I'm gonna put this thing back together and let's go see if it fires up the truck.